But now he sends it up ahead for Bergeson. A second breakaway for Tyden. He scores! Tyden Bergeson, his second of the night, extends the Caps lead to 2. 10:26 to go here in the third period. A great play in the defensive zone turned into a goal down on the offensive end. And Madison leads 4. Right back in. Ryder on the far side. Back to Capel. Capel's shot. Scored! Sam Capel with the handles out front. Ties it at 3. Behind him. He battles back for it, though, and into the offensive zone. Looking for options. A shot that time. He scores! His third goal of the weekend. Gives Madison the 3-1 lead. Just past the 7-minute mark of period number 2. Far side throws on the brakes. A nice interception by Max Ryder. Ryder in all alone. A shot. Scored! Max Ryder ends it for the Capitals. Caps win 3-2. Brooks continues it along Capel. Near side there for it, Ryder. A new look first line for the Capitals is Ryder into the offensive zone. Far side, Capel moving in. Shot. Scored! Sam Capel gives Madison the lead. 5:40 into period number 1. At the media timeout, Tom Gilbert asking the referees to go and take a look at the high stick on Michael Tang. The referee and the 2 linesmen for tonight's contest chose not to. Ross Beck, the referee, Colin Gent, and Joseph Sabatino, the linesmen for tonight's contest. The face-off in the offensive zone for Madison, 9:38 to go in period number 1. Green Bay on the board early in this one, a goal from Zach Wooten. Wooten with his 17th of the season, the Wisconsin commit, able to find the weak spot in the Capitals' defense in their offensive zone for Green Bay, as that's the difference in this one early on. Green Bay actually started tonight's game on the power play, still trying to figure out what that is. We'll get more information at intermission, I'm sure of it. On the near side, it escapes the zone, does the puck, goes all the way down in where Kultgen was the one sending it down in deep to Cry, as Madison deflects things into the offensive zone, but Adam Tim there to grab things. Ryder plays to the middle, no one home for Madison, plays it right to Knutson, who starts back for the Gamblers. Knutson, his pass to the far side, interrupted along the way, sits out front, but Cry hops on top of it for Madison. A couple of players get tied up beneath the goal line. Knutson in there for Green Bay, I believe Tim there as well. Looks like Dexter Brooks got tied up with him, as no one will head to the penalty box. Let's actually meet tonight's starting goaltenders. First starting for the Capitals, Brady Cry. Back in the lineup. Started back on game number 2 of the season, September 21st, if I'm not mistaken, against Fargo. A .406 goals against average and an .810 save percentage. To Cry's name, 0-1 on the record for Roberto Henriquez down on the other end, 6-2, 0-1. He's played in 12 games this season, though, with a .927 save percentage and a .192 goals against average. Hold them up, boys. Gully kicked down to the face-off in the offensive zone. So Ville Barlow will go up against Carcone in the circle, as the face-off will be to the right of Cry and net. Face-off is won back by Ville. Played over by Baird Gaidos to Gertis, as Madison can play up the far side wall to neutral ice. Grieva deflects it down towards the offensive zone, coming Prudhomme, but it's deflected at neutral by Wooten. And up ahead into the offensive zone, Carcone circles back and plays to the near side, O'Sullivan. Wooten deflects things down in deep. Baird Gaidos plays the body. Eventually he'll play the puck over to the far side for Gertis. Gertis tries to shovel it along, and eventually it's poked out to his forehand. He's playing on his backhand side on the weak side of the ice with a pair of lefties back on defense for Madison. Icing up coming on the Capitals. 8:14 to go here in the first. Shots on goal favor Green Bay. 4-2 in this one. Madison with the early start here on the penalty kill. Green Bay 0 for 1 on the man advantage, but I think you'll take it if you're up 1-0, 12 minutes into period number 1. We welcome everyone watching the broadcast cam on YouTube. Appreciate you joining us here live from the Resch Center, as the faceoff is won inside the defensive zone by the Capitals out towards neutral ice. It's Prudhomme and Baird Gaidos. Eventually it finds its way to Gertis, who plays off the window. Fedotov takes an awkward angle to it, but he does get to it. That allows Madison to make a whole bunch of changes. Now coming through neutral ice, Katz plays down in deep. Buckberger hustles after it for the Capitals. Ahead for Tang on the half wall. Tang will eventually play up the near side and turn it over towards the middle. Roosevelt with a nice stick handling moves to chip it around himself a couple of times, almost treating himself like a cone, as eventually coming into the offensive zone is Doshin. He gets railed at the line. Rather, that was Brady Smith. And it looks like a stick gets caught up in the surface as a player down for Green Bay on the near side. It might just be a stick, rather, as no, it is a player. And with it being a player, we're going to send it to a media timeout. You're listening to Capitals Hockey.
Welcome back into the Ameriprint Apparel pregame show. We're joined by Associate Head Coach and Assistant General Manager Tom Gilbert ahead of puck drop between Caps and Gamblers, the final game of the first half of the season before break. Gilbs last night, Capitals take care of business, come from behind, down 3-1 at one point in the third period. A couple of goals and then an OT winner by Eulenkamp. And Gavin's got to be one of the fastest players in the league, if not the fastest. I kind of wish they had a skills competition, don't you?
It's elite level speed. It's fun watching him in practice, just get out of areas where you're like, I have no idea how he got out of there. And then you see it live in games too. It's super hard to play against. And yeah, that speed is, it's one of a kind.
Overall takeaways from last night, the 4-3 victory.
I didn't like our first, but I think it's a great response by our group. You know, that's obviously going 0-3 last week. It wasn't the easiest. And the outcomes weren't exactly what we wanted, even though the first game of the week last week was great, but just kind of fell short the last two. So that start was not obviously ideal. But again, we found a way to really get back in that game, and that's hats off to our leadership in our group and like in our room that it wasn't great. Like, what are we going to do? Sit down and just let this game end, right? Like, no, it was an unreal job with the push that they had, and especially, you know, kind of what we're going through. We had three new players in the lineup, which was awesome, and they just did a really good job. It was a fun job on the bench.
You mentioned new players in the lineup last night. Brady Smith in his USHL debut. Back in the lineup tonight, 3 points last night. Not a bad debut, to say the least.
He's, he sees the ice well, and obviously his skating is something else. Like he can really move out there. He's shifty. It's just hard to play against. So when you have that and you have the ability to make some plays, obviously your offensive production is going to go up when he's moving the puck to guys that can score goals. So it was obviously an awesome job by him. Only playing, I think, 11, 12 minutes, and coming out with 3 assists and +3 is awesome.
Brady Cry, we'll stay with the Bradys. We'll move to Brady Cry. Back with the team here. He backed up Cash last night, back between the pipes tonight. First start since the Fall Classic. Obviously nice to have him back.
It is. He did an awesome job for us early on. He only got into one game, but overall in practice, his battle level in practice in small area games is great. He makes some saves that are, we're in awe like when we watch it. So he's a competitor. It's nice to give him the net again just to see what he's got, before the holidays, and hopefully he has a good one.
Facing off against the Gamblers, who enter with a double-digit win streak coming into tonight. What's it going to take to snap that win streak for them and head into break with a victory on your side?
It's a good question. As a coach, you wish you knew. You wish you had answers, but you try to lay out as best as you can a game plan, and you try to use the momentum we had from last night, the situation that both teams want to go home for Christmas to see their families, and try to have an early jump. Like that early jump, I think, is going to be huge. I think it really sinks and gives teams confidence when they score that first goal, and that's something we're going to push for.
Hopefully the Caps can get that early jump right after this. Puck drop is next. Thanks for listening to the Ameriprint Apparel pregame show.